If you wanted to see Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, this is the part where you might want to get concerned. If you were looking for that rematch, now is your time to get concerned. In this video, I will explain why I believe that is the case. And here we go. Ryan Garcia announced that he will be fighting in Tokyo, Japan, December 30th, which I already made separate videos about it, but he will be returning before Devin Haney, which is a bit odd considering the fact that Ryan Garcia is suspended. So the suspended guy who failed a PED test with Ostarine comes back before the guy who didn't fail for Ostarine and had the loss overturned. Now, I know some people are scratching their head. They saying, yo, but Ego, what do you mean? Why should we be concerned for the rematch between Haney and Garcia? Well, a few reasons. Some you guys already know, like the lawsuit. My thing is this: people who are expecting a lawsuit to be something that bridges the gap between a fight being made, you're out of your mind. What do I mean? So basically what I'm saying is a lawsuit is a hindrance to getting business done, because Devin Haney is suing both Golden Boy, Ryan's promoter, as well as Ryan. So that's some pending litigation, and we don't have recourse or a final resolution there unless he drops the case or it gets dismissed real quickly. You know what I mean? You have to fight the legal battle. So it's going to be hard from my point of view. I think it's going to be hard to try to negotiate terms for a fight, especially since what happened in the first fight happened. Like, Ryan missed weight, Devin Haney and the Haneyacks cheated, even though they signed on the dotted line that they would amend the contract and Ryan could come in at this new weight, no rehydration clause or anything put on him, no other stipulation, right? So in hindsight, after seeing how it played out and Ryan being very strong in the fight when he let his hands go, I think Devin Haney's team is now going to look at that as a miscalculation. So you have a lawsuit, you have details that would have to be looked at. Ryan also failed for Ostarine in the test. So between the weight and the Ostarine, I think Devin Haney is going to want some things looked at. Like, he's going to want stringent drug testing, as he should, because Ryan failed in the first fight if a rematch were to happen. And then they would have to look at things that they missed in the first fight, like, hey, can this guy miss weight? What are the consequences if he misses weight? Are there rehydration clauses? You're going to have to re-examine and go through that again. So lawsuit, details of the contract, those in and of itself are major obstacles you have to get past. Mind you, Bill Haney has put out like information saying, Ryan, sign up for VADA. You have 48 hours. Oh, time's up. 48 hours has elapsed. You know, you got little things like that. In addition to a lawsuit, Ryan just disregarded all of that. He didn't listen to Bill Haney, didn't do what Bill Haney said. So these are definite obstacles in making a rematch between the two. Plus, Haney is probably going to look for major compensation because he feels wronged in the first fight and he's still undefeated technically because the fight was overturned, etc. So there's just a lot of obstacles that would need to be hurdled for this rematch to happen. And I don't think Devin has the leverage at this point versus a Ryan Garcia, right? Ryan, if he was the A side in the first fight, I feel like he's definitely the A side in the rematch. Now, what actually, because everything I just said right there has been points and point of views, POVs that I've already discussed on the channel. But I want to present something new, seeing that Ryan just announced a fight, a return to the ring in December before Devin Haney. And from my knowledge and my information, this exhibition with Anpo is to be contested at 153 pounds, right? So the information I'm being given is that the weight for that exhibition is 153 pounds. that spells a lot of trouble for a Haney rematch, in my opinion, because the first Haney fight with Garcia was supposed to happen at 140 pounds. Ryan was not eligible for the belt because he missed by almost 4 pounds, 3.5 pounds. He missed weight. So then they had to go back to the drawing board, save the fight. They elected to continue and took some penalty money. It wasn't the 1.5 million that Devin said initially that he got, but rather 650,000. So that was a lie from the Haneys. But you took the payoff money and accepted the new weight. With Ryan doing exhibitions and doing it at 153, I think it's pretty safe to say that them days at 140, that's a dub. I really don't see Devin Haney and Ryan happening ever again and having it scheduled at 140. So Devin himself, I think, has issues making 140. He had to weigh in naked. Despite being a professional, he did make the weight. But with Ryan Garcia, you basically have two guys that recently moved to 140 and barely can make the weight, if at all. So I think that creates a whole nother dilemma in terms of weight class, because I don't know how you guys feel, but based on everything I know about both fighters and what I've seen, if the fight happens at any weight class above 140, Ryan got to be the favorite. I repeat, if Haney and Garcia were to ever rematch and the fight happens anything above what it happened at, which is 143 and a half or whatever Ryan weighed. So I'm talking 47, 150, catch weight to 152, 154. You certainly have to favor Ryan Garcia. He seems to be the stronger fighter. He's bigger. Devin had minimal power at 135, and he's moving through these weight classes pretty quickly. You don't really have time. I know a lot of people like to say a lot of jazz about, oh, man strength and stuff. That's cap. These fighters are 25 and 26 years old and things like that. The average man has stopped puberty before that point. You know what I mean? So people keep saying like, oh, wait for your man strength. We'll wait for your man strength. When does that come? If you're a grown man, you're a grown man at 18, definitely by 21. So when you look at the age of Ryan and Devin Haney, you should be kind of the finished article in terms of like you either have power or you don't. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that just adds another complexity, because I think the Haneys will know they can't have underestimation at this point of Ryan Garcia, seeing that he beat you 3 times in the amateurs out of 6, and technically he beat you in the first fight as a pro, and then it got overturned because he has something in his system. He says tainted supplement. Other people think maybe that's not the case, but whatever. At the end of the day, I think the more weight, the more it's going to favor Ryan Garcia, because we know Ryan has speed. So I don't think he'll lose all of his speed by moving up a bit, you know? And on top of that, he has the power advantage. So I don't know. I don't know that we'll ever see Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. This is just my thoughts on it. Obviously, money talks and there's some different intangibles, but I'm just giving you guys an overview. With Ryan fighting at almost 154, that's like 2 weight classes above what the first fight was scheduled at. If the first fight was at 140, you have 140, 147, and then you get to 154. And he's fighting dangerously close to basically 154. So he's fighting a pound over Mayweather and Canelo, what they had to weigh in 2013 when they fought. So I think Ryan's big, and you know, he's going to probably fight catch weights or 147, 150s from here on out. That's how I see it. And I think that adds an additional strain on top of the lawsuits and some of the other things that I've already discussed in this video. Let me know what you guys think.